Hey everybody, this is Laurie from Laurie Loves Gina. As some of you might know, I drive for Uber, and so today I'm going to ask her. Hey everybody, this is Laurie from Laurie Loves Gina, and as some of you might know already, I also drive for Uber as one of my jobs, and today I'm going to answer some questions that I get every single day, multiple times a day, for people who take Uber and they don't understand things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a surge and how the surge works. Basically, the surge, when you get a surge in the area that you are, what that basically means is that there are more customers calling for rides than there are drivers in that area. And so what happens, there's two parts. One, it creates a surge and the price starts going up. And the more people that are calling versus drivers in the area, the higher the surge gets. And what that really is meant to do is it weeds out people, not that are cheap, but that can wait a few minutes before they actually take their ride. People that really don't have to be there in the next 20-30 minutes, they'll wait till the surge goes down. But people that need to be there, and I mean right now, in the next 15-20 minutes, they'll go ahead, bite the bullet, pay the extra money. As a driver, when the area is surging, I have a map that I go by as I'm driving. It follows me along, you know, when the program is open. And it shows me areas on the map where surges are occurring. And it shows me how much a surge is. And that is an incentive to get drivers to go over to where the surge is so that they can get more drivers in the surging area. And that's really what causes the surge to go down. It's not that necessarily riders have all gotten their cars and driven away. And so the surge is, it's really more drivers are arriving in the area, and therefore the surge goes down. A second question I get a lot is people that are confused about the carpool. The Uber pool where you share, and this is how that works. Customer A calls for a car. I get alerted. I go to pick them up. And generally speaking, I will pick them up, and sometime as I'm arriving or shortly after I pick them up, if I get a call for a second customer, it's going to be someone that is in the general area of where the first customer is being picked up. It might be a half mile away, a couple of blocks, but generally not too far away. And then I get diverted to pick up the second customer. And then the way it works, it doesn't matter who got in the car first. It's whoever's destination is closer. And also will not assign you a second person unless they are also going in the same direction that you're going. Not necessarily the same location, although it has been the same location, but something that is along that same route. And so it doesn't matter who gets in the car first, whoever's destination comes up first in the route is who gets out first. Because a lot of people get upset if they get in first, but the other guy gets dropped off first. But it doesn't make any sense for the second guy to go all the way to your destination and then have to pay to come back. It's whoever's destination arrives first. That having been said, you don't pay for the other person's ride. When you're in the car together, you're sharing it, and that's how you save the money. And then once the other person gets out, it goes back to where you were. And you pay for the rest, but it does save you money. Another question I get is about being an Uber driver. Some people, they think that shifts, but really there are no shifts. You drive whenever you want to drive, 24 hours a day. If you want to drive from midnight till 6 o'clock in the morning, you could do that. It's up to you. If you only want to drive 2 hours here, go home, take a nap, drive 2 hours there, go out and have some dinner with your wife, go back out and drive again. You can do that. You're basically your own boss. They don't take taxes out. You get a 1099, and you're considered an independent contractor. And so basically, you're your own boss, which is pretty awesome, unless you're poor at self-motivating. Because you still have to motivate yourself to get up and go to work. It's just your time clock is up to you. So you can make as little or as much as you want. You can drive as little or as much as you want. So that's cool. It's cool to be your own boss. It really is cool to be your own boss. Let's see. You get paid by the mile. It's not by an hour. There, like I said, there are no shifts, so you don't get paid for how long you drive. I generally drive until I hit a half a tank or $100. And in a daytime, because you don't you can't just sit in one place and wait for it to go off. That doesn't work. You have to drive. Not to mention when you pick somebody up, they could take you anywhere. They could take you on a 2-hour drive. I've taken somebody 50 miles before, and then the first time I did that, I just drove back, and I had to absorb the cost of driving back, which I didn't like. But from that point forward, I made an attempt to make my route so that I could pick people up all the way. Now, that can get problematic because you can get stuck off of some little country place and just keep looping around that little country place and not ever make it back to where you want to be. But the last time I did it worked out pretty well. I picked up people, took them closer to my location, where my final destination was going to be, which was downtown Atlanta. And I was I picked someone up on the opposite side of town, took them to the west side of town, to Dallas, Georgia. It was about almost an hour drive. And then I picked people up in stages that made me get closer and closer to town, which is what I wanted, because I don't want to absorb the cost of driving back. I want to be making money on the way back. Let's see, did I leave anything else out? I do have to pay for my own gas. You have to pay for your own car repairs and stuff, but you can, it's like you own your own business, so you need to save all the receipts from that. You can, on your taxes, you can count your mileage, you can count your gas, oil changes, tires, repairs, anything in that ilk you can count off on your taxes. So save all your receipts. Save your receipts. They do give you a standard deduction, but if your driving costs for operating are higher than the standard deduction that they give you, and also depreciation on your vehicle, you get a deduction for that. So if any of your actual costs are higher than the standard deduction, well, of course, you take that. So you do get reimbursed. Also, they have a gas card, Uber does, that they don't provide gas. Like I said, you have to pay for your own gas. But once you've completed so many trips in a month, you are entitled to get a gas card that is they're partnered with Chase. And so it's a Chase card, and it allows you to get gas, and then they'll just take it off of your pay, and they'll add a 15% discount. So it doesn't matter which gas station you use. It's not some specific, you have to go to Texaco or you have to go to Shell. You can use it at any gas station you want, and you do get a 15% discount on your gas purchases if you use that card. Also, you get paid once a week. The shift ends Sunday night, but if you say we're picking up people for bars, taking them home from 2 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning, that would not count as the following Monday. That would still count as on Sunday's pay. And then the way it works for me is about Monday or Tuesday, I'll get an email that tells me what my pay is. And generally speaking, by Wednesday, at least Wednesday afternoon, I get a direct deposit into my account. And let's see, another thing is tipping. Uber says the tips are included, and so that the customers don't have to tip. But on short drives, the minimum drive, I get like $3 off of a minimum drive. And I'm like, where's the tip in there? It's $3. But what happens is you do get some people that still want to tip you. And what Uber wants you to do is let them know that they don't have to tip you. But if they insist on tipping you, then be gracious and take the money. So I'm always gracious and I always take the money. I can't think if there's anything else that's pertinent. If you have any questions about Uber and how it works, if you're interested in driving for Uber, then hit me up in the comments, because I can send you a code, and then if you start driving for Uber, then I can get a bonus, and you can be, it's kind of like Amway, you know, I invite people, they invite people, and we all get money. So far, I've invited 2 people, and I haven't gotten any money. You have to complete X number of drives. I forget how many drives before you actually get your bonus. Oh, speaking of bonuses, on anticipated heavy weekends, they will offer you, instead of going by your actual drives, like last week before last, it was going to be considered a heavy weekend, and so on Friday night and Saturday nights, from, I think it was spring break, from 10, if I drove from 10 until 3 o'clock in the morning, I completed 1.5 trips per hour, which is not hard, and I was on the app continuous, and I didn't decline any rides, which you do have the option to decline rides at any time, and they don't give you guff about it. But if I drove that, they would guarantee me a minimum of $25 an hour. So what that is if I only had 1.5 and they only went 2 miles down the road, so that's $6 for me in actual money, but I had my app open and I just didn't get any calls, they would give me the difference to make it $25 an hour. And they will do, that's not the first time that they've offered this, but generally they only offer that on what they anticipate to be real busy weekends. Like I said, I think they did it during the Super Bowl. They might have done it during the holidays, I don't recall. And I guess that's about it. Let me see if I could think of anything else. No, that's about it. I haven't driven for Lyft, so I can't really answer any of their questions. But so far I like it. I like being my own boss. And the hardest thing is motivating yourself to get out and drive, because it is work. But I do have to say that once I'm in the car and doing it, it's fine. It's just leaving the house. So I think that's really with any job. It's just getting up, getting ready for work, and leaving the house to get done. Because like I said, once I get out in the car and start going, it's fine. And I can tell you that so far, you know, when I was thinking about picking this up as a second job, I was concerned of what it was going to be like and kind of scared. But I had a friend found out that he worked. I asked him about it. He was like, no, it's cool. And I have to say, it's cool. I haven't had anyone that was belligerent or mean. It's generally speaking people that are young and tech savvy. A lot of hipsters. I end up working in the evenings, taking people to restaurants and bars. And I don't like to pick people up from bars because I don't really like having drunk people in the car, because they are a little bit obnoxious. And I did have one girl vomit out the window before, which I'm not cool with. But generally speaking, though, people either engage you and you have a pleasant conversation during their ride, or they'll be the type of person that just stares at their phone and it'll be a quiet ride, but that's fine. But so far, nobody's been a real dick. And so that's really basically all I have to say about Uber. Like I said, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I will try to answer them. And definitely, if you want me to send you an invite code to work for Uber, oh, which reminds me, your car has to be 10 years old or younger. So my car's a 2008, so I'm good. But if you don't have a car that's 10 years old or younger, then they do have a leasing program for where they will lease you for, I think it's around $99 a week. They will lease you a new car. And it's just like a lease. I mean, you could drive it. And if you're out driving, you're going to, that $99 is not going to be a problem at all. I mean, I've made, without, and like I said, I don't pick people up from bars, and that's the busiest time on Friday and Saturday night after midnight, when people are leaving the bars. That's where people make the big money. The biggest, they send you an email, and the biggest surge area is Friday and Saturday night every single week from about, I would say, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. That's where people make the most money. So you can actually, if you're willing to drive that, if I was a guy, I probably would. But if you're willing to drive that shift, you can make a lot of money. Because I've made almost $600 a week before, and when I was trying to earn money for the Disney trip, and I didn't pick anybody up from bars. I quit at midnight. So that's something to consider. You can make a lot of money. They'll lease you a car if you don't have one. They give you a gas card to get discount gas. I mean, it's not that bad a deal. I kind of like it. So anyways, like I said before, if you got any more questions about Uber and how that works, just leave comments. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want an Uber invite code, let me know. I can hook you up. I can get you a job. You can become employed today. Unless you got a lot of tickets. Or had a lot of wrecks. But you can become employed today. So, that's all I have to say about Uber. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. It's very informative, don't you think? And I'll see you next time. Hey, this is a before thought, after thought. Because after I finished the video that you're about to watch, I thought of something else that I should have put in there. And that is, the GPS you see of me on your phone is almost always behind where I actually am. Because you get a lot of people that think, where's this person going? And where are they at? And oh my God, they're still a bajillion miles away from here. And so they'll cancel the ride. When really, I'm just right around the corner. I can't tell you how many times I've got a ride canceled when I was really right around the corner. Also, if you're in a metropolitan area and like downtown has one-way streets everywhere, I usually get alerted when I'm passing your location that's where you are. And so downtown is so cluttered that you can't just turn around in a parking lot because it's all buildings right up on the sidewalk. So you have to go down 2 blocks because of the one-way street, go down 2 blocks because of the one-way street, come back up 2 blocks so I can pass your location and turn to get back to you. And so that's why sometimes it says the arrival time goes up. And also because it looks like I'm in a dumb place, but that's not really where I am. I've had people get in the car and go, the app says you're around the corner, and they're sitting in the car and we're on our way to their location. That has happened. And let's see. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.